all of the reasons why businesses fail, things that can be taught. They're all things that you can mitigate against, and there's no reason why any business owner should be struggling. So my plan is that I'm going to be doing, I will probably do these like once a week. They're not all going to be mindset related. These will be they're all business related, obviously, because that's what I do. I'm a business consultant and coach. But I will theme them because the reasons why I'm doing it this way is essentially all of the reasons why businesses fail are things that can be taught. They're all things that you can mitigate against, and there's no reason why any business owner should be struggling. There's no reason why any business owner should be in a position where they feel that they are on their own, because all of the advice is there, all of the expertise is there. I mean, I'm literally sat here giving it to you for free right now, and it's silly. It's silly to me that so many businesses and so many business owners struggle because they don't know where to go. They don't know what they're doing. Or there's like information analysis paralysis. There's just too much information for a lot of people. So I just went, you know what, I'm just going to come out and do these. Hopefully they are helpful for people, to give people guidance. And I'm obviously I do these for free. So yeah, hopefully it will help. As I said, they're going to be on there's going to be a theme each month, and I will share the themes as I go, because each theme is related to one of those main issues as to why business owners struggle and why business fail. So each theme is going to be relevant, or there'll be at least one or two themes that are relevant to anybody that's having any issues in their small business. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So yes. No, you're welcome. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how this goes. Actually, it'd be really nice to be able to do coaching like this, because as you guys probably know, most of my coaching is done. It's one-to-one. Predominantly, I do one-to-one coaching. I tend not to do group coaching like this. But I know that I can impact more people if I do coaching this way. So yeah, I mean, okay. So what do you do if you are struggling to stay motivated? If your business hits a rough patch, what should you do? Okay, so essentially the first thing you need to do is to take a breath. And to be conscious that success is never like a straight line. There's always going to be like this kind of peaks and troughs with business. Business is like life. It's never going to just be, rainbows and unicorns. There's always going to be periods of time where, it's going to hit the fan. What you can do, obviously, if you've got support and coaching, is to mitigate that. But if you are on your own and you don't have anybody there and you are struggling to stay motivated, then there are a couple of things that you can do in the meantime. I would say you need to go back to your why for this. Because nobody goes into business just to go into business. There's a reason for you going into your business. There's a reason why you set up your business, right? Whether that is because you want a better life for your family, whether that's because you don't want to do a 9-to-5, whether that's because you have a gift that you want to share with the world, whatever that may be, that initial kick up the butt that got you to set up your business is really a driver here. So knowing that, reminding yourself really of what your original business vision and your goals were in your business. Why are you doing this? I would also just take a step back as well, and just sort of take a step back and really kind of look at you. What is going on with you, physically, mentally? Are you sleeping? Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? These are things that may sound trivial, that we hear all the time from people, but if you, as the the human organism that operates this business is struggling in some way, that can also impact how you feel about working. So, you know, I personally had, you know, I've been through burnout. I've been through burnout that was so bad that it paralyzed me, literally paralyzed me. So I would always make sure that you are just sort of tapping in with that. If you need to go and see a doctor, go and get your bloods checked, go and stress levels, all that kind of stuff, just to kind of get an MOT, if you like. Sorry for my American viewers. An MOT is basically a kind of a test, if you like, just to make sure that everything's working, like a review, make sure everything's okay. And then back to the business stuff. Small achievable targets always. If you are really struggling to kind of get to that big picture, really kind of go back into just small achievable goals, whether that is, today I'm going to post on social media just like once on Instagram and once on TikTok, or whatever that may be. And then celebrate that win. Celebrate it, because so many times you know, we have these to-do lists and we tick them off and we tick another one off and we tick another one off, and we don't celebrate the work we do, and we don't feel like we're going anywhere. So make sure that even if you do just like something silly, you know, you got up and you moved around for 10 minutes, celebrate the win, because that is a win, even though it might seem stupid and tiny. These things will add up mentally and physically, they will add up. And then I would say really look at community. Really look at people that inspire you, whether that is going on to social media and looking at successful people, or maybe going on to Amazon and looking at business books of people that have achieved things. Even films, anything that can inspire you to kind of give you that little boost again, will definitely help. So in a nutshell, get yourself checked with a doctor just to make sure that everything's okay, that there's nothing physically going on or mentally going on that you might need to address. Go reflect on your original business vision and goals. Remember to set small achievable tasks and celebrate your wins, and find inspiration from others, because there are so many successful people out there, so many people that can help you, that just tapping into that kind of community of success can help to give you that boost again. So I hope that helps you. And please do let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear back from you. Okay, what do we got? Making big decisions scares me. How can I be more confident in my choices? Well, so I mean, are you this is a bit of an odd one, because it sounds like you're kind of making almost knee-jerk reactions, or knee-jerk decisions, and I would not be recommending any kind of big scary knee-jerk decisions in your business. Things should be planned out. I mean, obviously there are things that happen that are you know, out of your control, but you know, you shouldn't really be kind of jumping from pillar to post with your business. You know, you need to be much more strategic than that. So I'm not really sure what kind of big decisions we're talking about here, but what I would say is, if you are, I mean, if there's a lack of confidence in general, I mean, it could be, you know, you might be suffering with a little bit with the old imposter syndrome, which is really common, especially for people in business. I think when you're looking at a decision, you've got to be really strategic about it. So what information do you have about it? Like which is, you know, what information can you gather to weigh up the pros and cons of whatever it is that you're looking to do? and really, strategically write that out, so that literally on a piece of paper, the pros and the cons of whatever that decision may be. And again, I would say, if you don't have that confidence to make a big decision, run it by someone else, run it by a mentor, or run it by somebody or a coach or somebody else in business that, that has the experience that you might not have, because I'm not sure how new you are in business, but it's a bit of I'm a little bit concerned by that. Yeah, I please don't be making kind of knee-jerk decisions about stuff in your business. Please do try and, get your strategies down. Make sure, excuse me, get your strategies down, so that you actually have action plans, and that you're not just kind of jumping and making kind of crazy, massive decisions in your business. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Everything feels uncertain in business. How do I cope with unpredictability? Whew. Well, again, it's never going to be like, it's never going to be like that. Your business is never going to be straight up and down, right? It doesn't work that way. It's always going to have this kind of Mexican wave almost, like it's never going to be straight up. It just doesn't work that way. Business is like life. It's always going to have this kind of cycle almost. Peaks and troughs always happens in business, and you've really got to, especially if you're on your own, you've really got to be able to manage that mentally. And that's not about being negative in any way. It's just being conscious. One of the best things you can do in business is to be conscious that things are going to happen, and how you manage those things is vital, absolutely vital. And that's the difference between success and failing in business, that consciousness, and awareness, and having the resources available to address those situations. Now, when I say resources, I am not talking just about money. Yes, money helps, of course it does, but I'm talking, resources comes in all shapes and sizes. Could be YouTube videos, could be people, it could be time. There's a whole world of resources that are available to you, beyond money. So always be conscious that those resources are the things that could make the big difference for you. So uncertain times. Again, this feels like a need for a plan. Honestly, this feels to me like do you have a strategy? I mean, it sounds like this is very kind of winging it approach to your business. Unless there's stuff still happening, which, it's that maybe you're quite new. It's quite a young business, I'm guessing. I would say look at really kind of putting a strategy down. You've really got to get a plan in place. You shouldn't be in a position where you are so uncertain about what's going on every day, because you need your goals. You need to know where you're going with your business. You need to know that your business is working. If you don't have goals, and if you don't have your goal, you don't have your plan, how the hell do you know your business is working? Just from the number in the account? Because that's not just the only measure of success. If you are only measuring the success of your business by the money in your account, you are missing a whole bunch of other key areas of performance, and you potentially could be on the road to ruin, because it's not just all about the money. Because you might have money coming in, but stuff might be going wrong with your website, and people aren't paying you anymore, or you've got like a high churn, like people are leaving, if you're in any kind of coaching or monthly subscription service. So you really have to look at more than just the money. And I appreciate that for many small business owners, the main performance indicators, so the main thing that they look at to see how well they're doing is the cash. Yes, you start there, but please do make sure that you look at more than just your cash flow. because, you know, as I said, there's a hell of a lot more to your business than just your money coming in. Okay, so strategy. Make sure you got a strategy and a plan in place, right? So you know what you're doing, you know what your goals are, you know where you're going. Step number 1, that's pretty big. And that should be the first thing you do. The thing is, with a proper strategy, you will have flexibility in that, so that if it does go belly up, if there are problems, or if stuff does come in that is causing you kind of anxiety or problems, you have options for plan B. You have options to pivot things. You know, because no business plan is kind of rigid and set in stone, but it's a fantastic guidance point. It's a great kind of template, if you like, and that can take you to managing any other kind of scenarios that come in that, you know, might be unexpected. It's a great template, a great format. And then so you implement your plan. You create your plan based on your goals, and then you make sure that it kind of looks at everything. So I would always say you have like a full plan, which incorporates aspects externally, so legal, what's happening regulation wise, what's happening with the country, the government, tax, all that kind of boring stuff, but it's important to business. And then you go into potential options if stuff happens. So let's say, for instance, if you're focusing just on your social media for TikTok, making sure that you have, for instance, your videos are being taken directly from TikTok and they're put into YouTube as well automatically, so that you have this kind of backup, if you like. So if, God forbid, something happens to TikTok, you could potentially go and just use YouTube as your main channel. Okay, that makes sense. I'll go into this more in my academy. If you want to come and join me for that, that's just $35 a month, and I cover off some of this stuff in the academy, because it's so important that you have the support and the structure and the answers to these questions, which I go into much deeper in the actual academy. And then just regularly review your strategy, your plan regularly, and adjust as needed. Ultimately, it sounds like you need your strategy sorted, and I definitely cover that off in the academy. I always start with goals and strategy and mindset, so make sure you come and join me. It's only $35 a month. So ridiculously reasonable, considering who I work with and what I do. So I would definitely recommend that you come and join me in the academy for that. All right. So what is resilience? Oh, geez, Louise. Resilience in business. So let me put it this way. And this isn't maybe not just about business, more of a kind of personal share, if you like. So my partner died in November 22. We were setting up a business together. We were literally the day we were due to launch it, he passed. And I basically fell apart. Everything, like my whole world collapsed overnight. I fell apart myself. Couldn't do anything. I was absolutely useless, as you could probably imagine. And I had to really think about what I was doing with my life. Like once I kind of was out of the other side of the grieving process, I really had to think about how I wanted my life to be, how I was going to show up for myself and my family, and all of that kind of stuff. And part of the solution, if you like, for that was the mental resilience to come back to say, I'm not going to allow this to ruin my life. because it's important to me that I continue, you know, with his legacy, that I still leave something behind in my own legacy, that I still help people and I still do the things that are important to me, even though my partner's gone. And, you know, knowing what your drivers are, knowing why you're here, why you're in business and what it is you want to do. And for me, that's about serving people. Really helped me to build the resilience out of the grief to work again. Does that make sense? Because it's, life and business, they're one and the same. Stuff's going to happen and things are going to go wrong. Like, just accept it. Things are going to go wrong because that's just how things go. But it's not the end of it. It's not, oh my God, things have gone wrong. Oh, I've got to throw everything out the window and go back to a 9 to 5. No, not at all. It's a lesson. Whatever's coming in is a lesson for you. So yeah, for me, excuse me. So for me, it was a real lesson in management. Ironically, as I've done management for some of the biggest companies in the world, managing my own time, my own finances. I let my partner take care of a whole bunch of stuff, without getting into too much detail, and he didn't take care of stuff. So, I found myself in a position that I would never have found myself in if I'd taken more control of my own finances. So, that caused some issues. But I learned the lesson, and now with this kind of new wave of my coaching business, I'm really committed to making sure that I'm taking care of my finances, that I'm taking care of my admin, my invoices, all that kind of stuff, that it's on point, and I'm not going to let anybody, my partner, whoever that may be in future, to manage that, because I've learnt my lesson from what's happened before, and that's a resilience thing for me. I'm not saying that you need to go through hell to build a resilience, but it's about growing. It really is. You need to understand that whatever happens, and things will happen, as I said, the challenges are opportunities for growing. They are opportunities not just for growing yourself, but your business as well, whatever can come in. And if I can survive losing my partner, losing my business, losing finances, I lost so much stuff when my partner died. I haven't even shared half of it with you guys. If I can do that, you can absolutely overcome any challenge that's come for you. Again, really important that you have a strong support network, have good people around you. I have family members and a couple of friends who I heavily relied on to help me get through the losing my partner, and I will forever be grateful for those people that helped me. And when you are through it, look at what happened. Is there anything that you could do to mitigate it? Is there anything that you can do that is going to prepare you for anything like that in the future? So again, for me, obviously I can't mitigate losing a partner, but I can mitigate what happens if you lose somebody that important to you, that's close to you, and that is so integral to your business. What can you do in future to make sure that you have the support that you need, and to make sure that you have control if need be. So hopefully that helps. Okay, overwhelm. Overwhelm. This again comes back to strategy, right? You've got to have a plan in place. You've got to know what you're doing. And again, when I say you've got to know what you're doing, it's not just about you. It's just about your team as well. What your marketing assistant is doing, what your social media manager is doing, what your VA is doing, whatever it may be. Everybody in your team understanding what their responsibilities are and where they are and what they're doing. There's a really good system. I actually have it in it's in my private one-to-one coaching. I have a tool that helps you to brain dump all of the stuff that you need to do that month, that week, or that month even, and then you prioritize it on urgency and importance. Because what tends to happen when you do those to-do lists, you just sort of dump everything, right? You just shove everything in, and it's like, oh my God, I've got 100 things to do. And then you do one, and then another 5 appear at the bottom, and you end up with this ginormous to-do list. And it's like, well, how the hell am I going to do that, right? Just forget about it. That's not the way to manage your time. So urgency and importance. So you brain dump everything, and then you categorize them. How urgent is it? How important is it? Because most of that stuff you'll find is not urgent and important. But the more urgent and important it is, the higher up the list it goes. And this can take a little bit of time. So I know that when you're feeling overwhelmed, taking the time out to do this can feel stressful. But trust me, if you just take 1 hour to sit down and brain dump everything, all the stuff it needs doing, and then you prioritize those urgent and important tasks, it will make a big difference. And then you can look at next level stuff that you do not necessarily need to do. Do you need to be the one that edits your TikTok videos? Do you need to be the one that sends out the invoice this week? Do you need to be the one that answers all of the emails from your website, right? Like, there's a whole bunch of things. Delegate, outsource. Find somebody on Fiverr that can help you in future. Find a VA that can help you. Get a friend to give you help, and pay them like $20 or something, whatever. Like, just don't necessarily have to do it all yourself. And then whilst you're doing this, if you are overwhelmed, take time away. This might sound like counterintuitive. Time away from your desk. If you can get outside, please do go get outside. 10, 15 minutes, get some sunshine, get some lights. You are not a machine. You need air, you need lights, you need water. So please make sure that you are regularly taking those breaks to recharge your batteries, because the issue of all of those things that you need to do and the overwhelm will exacerbate anything else that's going on physically, mentally, emotionally. So you need to go out, take time away, reset. If you can meditate, and I appreciate that when you're in overwhelm, it's really difficult to do. If you can meditate, that will make a world of difference. I actually have a bunch of meditations on Insight Timer. You can go and check me out. I'm on there if you need something. I'm also going to be doing some for my YouTube channel, actually, some meditations for entrepreneurs, because I find them incredibly useful myself and for my clients. So I definitely want to share some of those as well. So, nutshell: prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance. Delegate your tasks to team members or outsource if you can, and schedule those regular breaks, whether that's even just away from the desk, or if you can get outside and meditate if you can. How do I deal with negative feedback without getting discouraged? Okay. Well, you need to disassociate the feedback about your work with feedback about you as a person. Okay, so there is a difference. Your business is a reflection of you. It is not you. It is a reflection. So if something is not working, or if somebody doesn't like something in your business, it doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean they don't like anything about you specifically. It's something in the business itself. So disassociate the two if you can, and listen to what the feedback is. If it is something about maybe you were slow to do something, or maybe the result wasn't so good, or maybe the post was delayed, or maybe the client didn't do something. But just listen to what they have to say. Try not to take it on board as a personal attack, because usually it's not. And if you do have customers that are personally attacking you, I would quickly get rid of those customers. Listen objectively. Are there any valid points in there? And then use that, write them down. Again, this is not an attack on you. Use the feedback as constructive improvement. Use the feedback for constructive improvements. What do I mean by that? I mean, if somebody's saying there's an issue with timing, or if there is an issue with delivery, or if there's an issue with understanding results, whatever it may be, that could be an opportunity for you to make improvements in your business that can mitigate any issues in the future, right? So if there's a problem with timing, maybe there's a way you can improve your timings. Or if there's a problem with a customer understanding data, maybe you can find a way to simplify the data they see so they're not confused by it. Or maybe you give them some training. There's these other things that you can do from that feedback without feeling like you're being personally attacked. And just be conscious that feedback is an opportunity to grow. Again, it's an opportunity for you to learn, to do better, and it's an opportunity to grow both yourself and your business. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And please do not take feedback, negative feedback, as something that is a personal attack on you. It's just an indication of how to make your business better. And again, I cover off this aspect of the mindset in your business in my Maven Mini Academy, which is only $35 a month. And I tackle all of the key issues in there to keep your business going, to keep you healthy, to keep your brain on point when it comes to stuff like this, because this happens to all of us. And there's absolutely no reason why you should be struggling with this kind of thing on your own. It's only $35 a month, so come join me in the academy for that. I find it hard to stay. No, wait. Find it hard to stay focused on my long-term goals. Any advice? Write down your goals and review them daily. Like, make those goals visible. If you got to put them on a wall, if you need to put them, on a whiteboard that's visible, do that. Make sure you see them every day. And then make sure that they're not just the great big, hairy, scary ones, right? So you've got your massive goals for the year, how much money you want to make, what you want your business to do, the impact, all that kind of stuff. But you need to also make sure that you write them into smaller, manageable tasks. So let's say your goal is you want to be making 50K, but let's say you want to make 10K a month, right? It's not just going to be, I've got to make 10K a month. It's got to be, how many products do I need to sell? How many people do I need to get into my platform? How many clients do I need to see? And then what do I need to do every day to make sure that I hit that goal on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, so that I hit the goal of the 10K months, right? Something smaller and manageable. Because if you just see 10K a month and you're starting out, as an example, that could be pretty off-putting, and it's going to overwhelm you. So if you can, it's the classic, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. And the journey of 1,000 steps starts with a single step, right? So it's this whole thing of every small, tiny little task will accumulate to get you to that big goal, but you need to perform consistently, showing up for as many of those tasks as possible. It doesn't mean you have to be 100% on the ball every time, but so long as you are fairly consistent, 80-90% of the time that you are showing up and you're doing those tasks, you'll get there. Even if you're just reviewing it, is better than just kind of being overwhelmed by it and going, I can't do it, it's too much. All right. And then track your progress. Always track your progress, because it's all well and good putting stuff out, but if you're never actually assessing how things are working, you're not looking at your analytics, you're not looking at the numbers that are coming in, you don't know if it's working or not, and that doesn't give you the opportunity to pivot and adjust your plans if need be, which you know, a lot of people will just kind of find what they think is working, and then they'll keep pushing with that formula, and then be shocked when they find themselves on their arse. So you really need to kind of make sure that you are reviewing, making things manageable, and assessing. So please do make sure that you look at again some kind of daily, weekly, monthly plan to break down those massive annual goals. And we're at the end of the year now, so we're looking at 2024. I've already laid out my goals for the year. Everybody that's coming into my academy is going to be working on their goals too. It's absolutely it's crucial that we go big goals and then break them down into manageable daily tasks. Doubt my abilities as a business owner. And this is very common. How do I feel more confident as a business owner? So imposter syndrome is something that I think every successful person I've ever met has suffered with. I know some absolute captains of industry that suffer with imposter syndrome, and that is basically not feeling like they're good enough, or that they just they were just lucky and got whatever the position is. And it's really easy to believe the hype. It's really easy to believe the social media. There's this wonderful quote: don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's show reel. And I think that encapsulates social media in a nutshell, right? Because you don't know when you see a perfect photo of somebody on the Instagram, whatever, and it's absolute perfection. You don't know how many hundreds of pictures they took before they actually picked that one picture and put it up. You just see the one picture and you think, oh my God. Or there's a quote from Usain Bolt about, I don't know, like he spent years perfecting the art of running for 9 minutes, and all people see is the 9 minutes or whatever it was. Don't quote me on the stats. I can't remember what the stats are. But this is the whole thing about don't compare yourself. I know it's the hardest thing to do because we're humans. That's what we like to do. But comparing yourself is going to really, comparison is a thief of joy. God, I'm full of quotes today. Comparison is the thief of joy. Please do be conscious that this is not, it's not going to help you mentally. Try and stay away from, post your stuff on social media, speak to your contacts, your clients, stop looking at other people's stuff. Most of it's rubbish anyway. Most of it's bullshit. I mean, I'm on it, honestly. Most of those numbers, I make 100 grand a month, bullshit. I know one coach on she's all over Facebook, and she has like a thing that she's trademarked. She claims to be making millions every year, and I actually did a little analysis on her business, and she is actually making over $1 million a year. But she's spending so much money on advertising, and she has such a high churn rate on her customers that actually she would be better off changing the business model to actually keep more of the cash than what she's currently doing. But she's touting herself as $1 million business coach, blah, 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 because, she is bringing that cash in. But the only way she's able to do that is by throwing money out again, which I do not recommend at all. Yeah, you got the money coming in, but if you can't keep it, what are you doing? Something's wrong. You've got holes in your business. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how, I mean, we'll see how she lost. I actually had a bit of a to-do with her once. I won't get into it, but yeah, energy was way off. She was not a particularly and there's clearly issues there, because she was answering, she was she was talking about her team and this, that, and the other, but it was always her that was dealing with stuff, and she was always really slow, really late, aggressive, bad energy. So yeah, I mean, normally I would kind of be willing to help people out, but when you're like that, I'm like, nah, someone's digging their own grave with that one. We'll see. Okay, and again, make sure that you are, sorry, let's go back. What was it? The question was the confidence. Small achievable goals will help to build your confidence. And again, this is about celebrating those. Okay, so make sure that if you do hit one of those, you hit some goal you set, whatever it may be, just celebrate it. Don't just go, oh, I did that, to cross it out on your to-do list. Get up and go, yeah, I did it. It sounds crazy. One of the best things you can do, because you start to train yourself that these things are great. I'm enjoying it. I love my work. I enjoy my work because I get to celebrate these small wins. I rang a customer today. I got a great testimonial today. I posted a post on social media and people liked it. Like, oh my God, it's this kind of positivity, this kind of boost of energy that can make the difference in how you feel about yourself in your business. And again, people, community, make sure you are, if maybe it's maybe you're in a mastermind, or you're in like a coaching program like mine. If you come into the Maven Media Academy, where you've got support, you've got people that can boost you, you've got people behind you, because so many entrepreneurs are on their own. So many entrepreneurs are they're in the room running the business off their laptop, and they've got nobody to speak to, and they've got to put this front on because it's a business, and they're feeling isolated and alone. And the best thing you can do is to get around other entrepreneurs, other community, get into a community of support. But don't compare yourself when people start doing the whole, I made 100 grand a month or whatever last, whatever. Because there's I personally, I want my community to be the most supportive business community on the internet. That's my goal. Like, I have this mission. I have a mission with some numbers behind it, but and I have something called the $1 million business mission, and that is a million businesses making $1 million, and so I have this mission. I have this $1 million business mission. I want to impact 1 million businesses, which is why I'm doing this coaching, because I would love. Anyway, I'm not going to share it. I would just I really want to impact as many businesses as I can. I'm done making all that money for these big corporations. It's the small business that I really want to impact. I really want to help now. So burnout is one of those things that so many women suffer with, especially. And I've been there. I was so burnt out from corporate. I literally woke up paralyzed one day. Woke up paralyzed from the neck down, because I was ignoring the warning signs. I was ignoring, oh God, the things that were happening. I got fibroids, or tumors. Like, my stomach started kind of distending, and I was getting these tumors, and I was ignoring that. And then my hair was falling out. I mean, I literally had, it started off like about a 50 pence piece. So if you're in the UK, about 50 pence piece, and then it grew. I wish I had something here that I could show you. it grew to about this big, like a teacup size, a big bald patch on my head. And I was like hiding it, and I just, I didn't know what it was. I was ignoring it, and I went to the hairdressers, and I got them to put wig tape in, and I got extensions put in and wig tape to hide it. I was just like, I wasn't paying attention to this stuff. I was stressed. I was smoking all the time. I was drinking heavily. I was spending money like nobody was. Just like, there was stuff going on, and I was ignoring it. And eventually, I woke up one day paralyzed. I couldn't move from the neck down, and it was stress. It was burnout. I burnt out, and by the time I got a solution from the doctors, it was just like, oh, tough shit. So it's ironic because it's stress related. So if you're stressing about being stressed, you're just going to make it worse. So it's kind of, you need to look at things that will help you reduce the stress level. So meditation, exercise, eating well, hydration, the essentials, right? And then regular breaks. Make sure you take time away, schedule in vacation time, do things outside of work, hobbies, activities, anything like that that's going to help you. And always mindfulness. Please do look at mindfulness practices. There's loads of free mindfulness apps available, meditations. I have some on Insight Timer. I'll also be sharing them on my YouTube as well, that will help you to manage the stress. So please do don't try not to worry about it, because the worry makes it worse. Okay. And again, get support. Again, all of this stuff is covered off. I really do genuinely believe in building a community that will help people. So in my academy, I have this community of business owners that support each other. So please do come and join me in the academy as well. So guys, I'm going to leave it there because I'm losing my voice. Really appreciate your time today. I hope this was useful. Please do give me feedback. I really do appreciate your time. Any other questions you want to let me know? Again, I will post a link for you guys to come and join me, and we can have another one of these kind of Q&A chats. And again, I hope this was useful, and I will catch you guys soon. Take it easy, guys.